Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Now I'm currently watching Who Killed Malcolm X. I am currently on season 1, episode 3. It's titled The Black Messiah. Wow. You know, is it true what they say that in order for black people to get their works on a public platform such as Netflix or on the television circuit, that they have to sell out in some sense? And the narrative that's being created, they're trying to say that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad valued money over the plight of the people. But then they contradict themselves and say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was more spiritual and Malcolm was more political. Then they contradict themselves by saying that, hey, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad knew how the people loved John F. Kennedy and told Malcolm not to say anything negative towards John F. Kennedy. In fact, don't say anything about President Kennedy. But then in the show, they try to make it seem as though the reason why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't want Malcolm to say anything about Kennedy is because the nation was making money, and if he said something about Kennedy, it would hurt the money. But then they contradict themselves by saying the nation was already having businesses and hotels and from New York to Chicago to New Jersey and was loved worldwide. I mean, it's so, you know, and the thing that gets me is, now, in majority of the shots, you see a young Minister Farrakhan in the seat. You didn't go to Minister Farrakhan and ask him what he believed took place, or get his comments on what he knew, since he was right there in the midst of everything that was going on. Then they try to say, well, Muhammad Ali had his allegiance to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and he dissed Malcolm X. Well, what they fail to realize is no one person is bigger than the plight of the people. Not one. Malcolm wasn't bigger than the masses. Muhammad Ali wasn't bigger than the masses. No one is bigger than the masses in trying to unite. And then they'll say, okay, well, hey, this is a wise man. Okay, well, if this is a wise man, then this wise man understood that, but he was wiser than what people understood, because you couldn't put an organization together like the Nation of Islam unless you was highly wise, and that knowledge had to come from a high place. It just baffles me how they want to create the narrative, because they don't want the legacy and how great it is of the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the people who they got commentating, giving their viewpoints, it's not actual facts, but it's their viewpoint. They try to steer the people into believing that it wasn't a righteous, spiritual movement. And it was because the major focus should be on all the lives that had been turned around. That's why you had so many people sitting in the seats, because of the program. It was the program. It was the system. It was the method. It was the spiritual teachings that made men put down drugs, the guns, the cigarettes, the whoring, the pimping, cleaned them up so their mind could be focused on creating something economically for themselves to do for themselves. You don't put that, and you didn't put that into the documentary. But more to come as I finish the rest of it. We out.